Hello.
उसने अपनी कॉल को होल्ड पर रखा है। कृपया लाइन पर बने रहें।
இது டாடி மட்டும் இல்ல, டாடி இருக்காங்க, டாடியோட ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் இருக்காங்க, டாடி சொல்லி தர ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ்லாம் இருக்காங்க.
Good morning, guys. I'm just waiting for one or two people to join. Once they
Good morning.
join, yeah, once they join, we can start. Uh, Priyanka, I think you not joined the audio. If you can hear our voice, please click join computer audio button. Yeah, I can see that you raise your hand. Can you hear me? Okay, I can see your message. Okay, please. Yeah, Priyanka, can you hear me now? I think still you not joined your audio. Sorry. Yeah, Priyanka. Okay, you see some button called join computer audio. Yeah, join audio. Click that. After clicking, what is happening? It's showing anything? Use this device audio or computer audio something. It will show something. You see, there will be some option. Okay, now, okay, you not. Oh, you disconnected, is it? Okay, so you just check once you connect again. Actually, you connected earlier, but the thing is, for audio, you have to click join audio and choose computer. Some option will be there. Just you see there. Otherwise, you can join again and you can use this mobile phone for your audio purpose. Just the same voice you can hear. Okay, so you can join again and I'll keep this phone on so you can hear the voice from here. Okay. Okay, okay, fine, fine. Okay. Mahindra, are you there? Pratik, Mahin.
Hello. हाँ प्रतीक है sir.
Okay. Oh, so Priyanka, you already joined in the computer, right? Okay, okay. Then I'll disconnect this phone call. Okay, okay. Mahindra, are you there? Yeah, okay. I think he just there. Okay, fine. All right. Okay, guys. Then sorry for some delay, and it is expected. Something first day it will happen. So now I'll share my screen and I'll start explaining. We'll go into the topic. So just for all of you, your understanding, two of this you are already paid a student, and the others are just attending today as a trial. Then they'll take decision tomorrow. So just for your information. So I'll start my screen sharing. Once from tomorrow, we will make a WhatsApp group. So there we can share our communication, whatever it is. Okay. So we use Visual Studio for writing this program. In case if you don't have Visual Studio installed in your computer, you can install from Microsoft website. This is product of Microsoft. And this is professional version 2013 I'm using right now. But you can download, there is a community edition. Visual Studio Community 2017 or 19, any versions you can download, the latest. Okay, the version will not make any big difference. So you can download the latest one. I have 2019 already downloaded, but because this is a professional version, that is not accepting after the trial. So I will be continuing using this. There will be a small difference between this version and that version, but that you will be very comfortable. So you can install any version, no problem. Okay. Okay, so I think we can go about people introduction maybe tomorrow. So right now I'll just focus on my first class. Okay. So for CAD customization, the basic is you should know the programming very well. C#.NET is the, just 1 minute guys. Okay, so for not only CAD customization, even for any software development, what you are going to learn today or this first 1 month, that is useful. So we will focus on that. Just actually one more person is joining. Okay, let her join. Okay, fine. I'll switch off the camera because some people may have poor bandwidth. So for that reason, it's better to switch off the video. So I'll mute my video. Okay, and that is really not required. As long as you can see the screen and you can hear my voice, we should be good to go. Okay, so this is Visual Studio in case if you have never used before. So once you download, you will see some screen like this, or it may be small difference if it is 2019 or 17 version. These are all some recently opened project. Console application, NX, C1, C2, C3, there are many. And this is to start a new project, or if your project is not listed in the recent list, you can also open from some folder where you saved. Okay, so I'm going to start totally new project. So new. So these are all various template. You can say this is very similar like if you open any CAD software. In the beginning, you get some template, you want to open with metric or imperial, or you want to open part or assembly or drafting. Suppose if you choose part, you will get different settings. If you choose assembly, you will get different settings. Same like that, we have various templates, okay? And for this first 1 week, we are going to see one called console application. Then later we will see some form application, then class library, then few other things, okay? Mainly console, form, and class library, that is what we are going to focus in the first 1 month. Now, so you can also choose console application, and this is like a template, and this is the name for your project, okay? So what is the name you want to give for your project? So right now, we can say my first program or something like that. My first program. Any name you can give. And where you want to save your project. I want to save my project in this particular location. Better I'll change now. So we will create one new folder for this batch. So documents, projects. Okay, we have, okay, I think that is in different laptop. Okay, I'll open here. Perumal, there is one training, and I'll create one new folder here. So what is the name we'll give? So this is say April 2020. Okay, so in this folder I want to save my project. So documents Perumal training April 2020, or let it be more simple. I'll go to C drive. Here I have projects. Okay, these are all one batch projects like that. So we can create one, maybe April 2020. So in this folder, I want to save, the name is my first program, and the solution name also my first program. So what is the name and solution name? You will not understand right now, just leave it. And this option, let it be create directory for solution, let it be. These are all default. So main thing is here you have to choose templates, Visual C#. So this is the language. You can use this Visual Studio to develop Visual Basic program, C# program, C++, F#, and many more. I not installed. When you download, it will ask you what and all the languages you want to use. Okay, so choose Visual C#. In that you choose console application. Give whatever name you like and keep one folder where you want to save. Say OK. So it's preparing your programming environment now based on the language you choose and the template you selected. So it is preparing the environment right now. So it's ready. Okay. You will notice something here called Solution Explorer. You can click and move wherever you want. For today or the first 1 week or 2 week, we will not be using this. So if required, you can also close it. Okay, we will be using it from 3rd week. So for the first 2 weeks, actually that is not required. Okay, some people send a message. 1 minute. All right. Okay, so the Solution Explorer, you can close it. And you will see some program already typed for you. So what is this using? What is this namespace? What is this class? What you mean by static or void, string, this square bracket or this bracket, this flower bracket? So this all you simply ignore it for today. You will be learning that in depth on 3rd week. Okay. So for the first week, we will be focusing on what are we going to write inside this main program. So all you have to do is write some program here. This all just let it be as it is. You can create your own namespace, class and everything. That all will come slowly. So for today, we are going to write some program in this main method. Everything else, don't even think of, just leave it out. Okay. So what program you are going to write today? Let's say I want to write some program. It will, for every CAD customization program, in fact, no, we have to take some input from the user. What is the starting point? What is the end point? What is the length? What is the radius? What's the diameter? What is the material? Okay, something like that. We take so many inputs. Based on the input, we do some calculation and we'll give the result. So for now, I'm going to take some input. What is your name? Okay, and what is your gender? Then based on that name and gender, I want to print output. Hello, Miss, your name, or Mr. Welcome for this training, something like that I'm going to print. So the first line I can say console, because we are writing a console application. What is console application? You will understand in 5 minutes. Just wait. Okay. So console dot write sorry, console dot write open bracket. When you type open bracket, Visual Studio will automatically type closed bracket for you. So you can just use it. Here inside this open bracket and closed bracket, you have to put double quotes. I put only one double quotes. It will automatically put the second double quote. So in between whatever you type, that will be printed as it is in the console. So I'm printing here, say welcome to my training. Okay, something like this. At the end of the line, you have to put one semicolon. This is just one line program. This program will print welcome to my training in the console. So we can run this program and see the result. Let me run this program and see what is happening. Just watch carefully. Now one window will open and it will close automatically. So I'm just running here, start. Not the bottom one. One more will come, black color window, DOS prompt like. Okay, you saw just one black color window and it closed also. So because it's just printed and the program is closed, over. We are not doing anything else. But I want to see the printed result. So what I can do is console dot read. Read also you can use, read key also you can use. And so now 2 line of program. First what you do, you write this line in the console. After that, you read one key from me. Means it will wait for you to enter one key. Any keyboard key you can press. It can be escape key or enter key or A, B, 1, 2, 3, arrow mark, left, right, anything. Unless until you enter some key, that window will not close automatically. Okay, now let me run this program. See, it printed welcome to my training and it is blinking. It's asking you to enter one key. So as long as I don't enter, I can say maximize, I can minimize or whatever, but it will wait for you to enter one key. Now I'm going to enter one key. I'm pressing enter, then the program is closed. So in the first line of program, I'm saying print something. In the second line of program, I'm saying you read one key from me. So always you can keep this line at the end of your program so that your program will not close without your permission. So above this line, whatever you want to do, you can do now. Okay, so the first program is already ready. It's done. Now instead of welcome to my training, I'm going to print what? Enter your name. After that, just for decoration or beautification, I'll just put one semicolon so that it will look nice. But it is not necessary you have to use that. Whatever you type between these two double quotes, that will be printed as it is. In between, you can put dot, hyphen, underscore, whatever you want, you can play. Okay, except a few special character, you can use anything. Okay, so now it will say enter your name. If I run, it will run. We already know. But if I try to enter my name, let's say CAD means as soon as I press C, it is closing the program because this is printed enter your name. This is reading C and program is over. But in between what I want to do, whatever the name I enter, I want to read that name and store it somewhere in the memory. What is the radius? What is the diameter? What is the material? What is the density? Okay. Everything I want to read from the user and store it in the memory. Memory means in the RAM, random access memory. We have 8 GB RAM, 4 GB RAM. Okay. In the RAM somewhere I want to store it. So how to read the name and store it in the memory? So that is what we are going to see now. So if you want to store it, you can just say one variable name. Variable means it is just a name for a variable. You will understand very soon. In 1 or 2 days, it will become very clear for you. Just type where, give one name. For example, first name. Okay, first name equal to console dot read line. I'm saying read line, not one key. The whole line you have to read. I may type Sachin or Tendulkar or Sachin Tendulkar, whatever. Okay, whatever you type in the one line, the whole thing it will read from the console. Whatever it is reading, that it will store in this variable. Storing in the variable means you are storing that name somewhere in the memory, computer memory, you are saving it. You are not saving that name in the hard disk. You are saving it in the RAM. You might have studied in the college, RAM is temporary memory. Hard disk is a permanent memory. If you save it in the hard disk, anytime you can open and see what is stored. Tomorrow also, after shutting down computer also, you can open and see what is stored in the hard disk. But if you store in the RAM, you cannot read it whenever you want. Only till you close this computer program, it will be there in the memory. You can read it and you can do whatever modifications you want to do. Okay, Um, so now it will read and it will store in the first name. So after that, I'll just copy paste second time after reading the first name, or I can say enter your first name. Then I'll say enter your last name. This time also you read, you store it one new variable called say last name or surname, any name you can give. You can also say L name. This is called F name. You can say A or B. Sorry. Okay. So any name you can store it. Now it will read first name, it will store in this variable. It will print enter last name. Whatever I enter that it will read and it will store it in the L name. Okay, let's run this program and see what is happening now. So enter your first name. First name is I say Sachin. Enter your last name. I'll say Tendulkar. It read the name stored in the memory, but we cannot see that where it is stored or what it is. Right now it is waiting for you to enter one key, this console.read key. So anything you press, the program is over. So it's reading it fine. Now whatever I stored in the memory, I want to make use of that memory value. So what I'm going to do, I'm create one more variable called full name equal to, I'm going to combine these two names, F name plus L name. So I'm doing some operation here. First you read the first name, you store it in this variable. Second you read last name and store it in this variable. Third step, you combine this plus this and store it in full name. Sorry, L name, whatever name you give here, exactly you have to give the same here. Okay. So F name and L name, combine this both and store it here. Now it will do that, but after storing it, I want to print in the console. What I want to print, console.write. Okay, console.write line. In the double quotes, I'm just putting something output. Anything, it is not mandatory step, you can just do it. So what it will do, it will say your output. After that, I'll copy paste console.write line, what you have to print. Without double quotes, I'll say here whatever the variable name I gave, full name, copy, just paste it here. You have to understand this simple program. First, it is printing enter your first name. Nice. I will be entering some name that it will read, it will store it in a variable called F name. Second, it will ask enter your last name. I will enter something that it will read and store it in a variable called L name. Then it will create one more variable. In that it will store F name plus L name. Then it will print output. Anything you type that it will print as it is. It will print full name. What is stored here that it will print here. Then it will ask me to enter one key. It will wait. Simply it will blink. Okay, now let's run this program and see. So first name is, I'll say Sachin Tendulkar. So your output is Sachin Tendulkar. So it is combining your input. Okay. Now you can just imagine, instead of this Sachin or Tendulkar, it may be a density, it may be a stress, it may be a load. So what all you are going to do is, you are going to multiply stress equal to load by area, belt length equal to this by that by this, power of this, square root of this, so that all calculations you can do and simply print your output. Okay, the maximum allowed value is this much. Okay, let's see. Now Sachin Tendulkar, it is combining, but in between I want to give one space. So here I am giving only Sachin, here I am giving only Tendulkar. But when you are combining these two, in between I want to add one space. So how can you do that? After this plus, you put one double quotes, one space, one double quotes, plus. Earlier, you are combining only two, F name plus L name. Now you are combining three values, F name, then one space, then L name. You may be thinking, why to give this double quotes? Why not we give simply space? Okay. So this F name is a variable. L name is a variable. For the variables, you should not put double quotes. See, you should not put F name plus L name. In this case, what will happen? It will simply print always F name and L name. Let's understand this. So no error. If I run this program, I'm giving, say, first name is Sachin Tendulkar. It doesn't matter whether you give Sachin or Dhoni or Rahul. It doesn't matter. It will always print F name plus L name. Because when you say in double quotes, this F name is always F name only, F-N-A-M-E. But when you don't give double quotes, then F name means whatever the name you entered here. Sachin means Sachin, Dhoni means Dhoni. Material density means density, volume means volume. Whatever you enter, that value will come here automatically. Similarly, L name means that variable value what you stored in the memory. What is stored in the RAM, that it will read and it will combine that two. So, but in between I want to give one space. Always I want space. That is not a variable. This space is not a variable. Always I want space. Or always I want underscore. So you can put always underscore. This F name value will be different, whatever you enter. L name value will be different, whatever you entered. But in between, always one underscore will be there. But now instead of underscore, I'll keep one space. If you want 1, 2, 3, 4, how much you want, you can keep. Now run this program. So I'll say, so whatever space you gave in between, that it is printing here. Fine. Now I need only one space. But before this name, I can say, suppose in double quotes, let's say Mr. So first you print Mr. dot, then you combine with whatever I entered for first name, then you combine with one space, then you combine whatever I entered for the last name. So I'm running this program now. Suppose the first name is, here some student's name I'll use for now. So I'll say Mahindra, and surname is not there. So Pratik Pardeshi. So I'll put here Pratik Pardeshi. Okay, sorry. So it's always printing now. Mr. is joined with first name, whatever you enter. Then there is one space. Then the second name, whatever you enter. So it's combining. Good. So any name you enter, it will combine with a Mr. Then space, then your last name. Later we will write a program. In case if it is a male, then you put Mr. If it's a female, you put Miss. That all we can do maybe tomorrow. But now we are going to add two number. I don't want this Mr. and all. I don't want this line of program to be executed. So what you can do is simply you can put double quotes. That means this program, it will not work. If this is not valid, then full name has no meaning. Okay, full name is nothing here. So what I can do is I'm going to, this line also don't print, don't execute. It is there only for me. Tomorrow I may open this, use it. Right now it is like you not typed this line and also you not typed this line. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to, or I can say not only these two lines, from here I am putting one slash star, from there till here star slash. This, all this, it will not execute. Almost the whole program I commented. This is called commenting, means temporarily I am blocking. You just keep it like a dummy. Okay, don't run that code. I am going to run some other code. What I'm going to do, I'll simply copy paste this. But this time I'm giving enter number 1. Sorry. Enter your first number, then enter your second number, enter number 2. And here instead of L name, this I call it N1, number 1. This I'll call it N2. And the total, this I'll call it like a total. So total equal to no Mr., no first name, no last name. I'll say N1 plus N2. Just understand this program. First it will say enter number 1. I will enter some number. It will read that number. It will store it in N1. Again it will ask enter number 2. It will read that number. It will store it in N2. It will add these two numbers and it will calculate the total. Then I want to print total. Console.writeLine. Instead of full name, I'll say total. Run this program. So I'm giving one number called 23. Number 2, let's say 6. Total it is saying 236. Same like a name, how it was combining two names. The numbers also it is combining like this. 23 plus 6 is 236. And we know this is wrong. Okay, it has to do some arithmetic calculation, not just joining two numbers. It has to do some arithmetic calculations. So what you have to do, so here you have to understand something called data type. Okay, console.readLine will always read number also like a letter only. Console.readLine will not understand any difference between this is alphabet or this is a number. For that, anything you enter underscore hyphen A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, everything it is same, just one character. It will read and it will store it. That is okay in this case. But here, whatever you read, I want to convert into a number. Then I have to say convert dot to int 16, 32, 64. Any one you can choose. I'll start with 16, open bracket and closed bracket here. Suppose if this, now what will happen? It will read whatever you enter. 23 means 23. But how it will read? It will not read like a 23 number. It will read like 2, 3 letter. But this particular line, what it will do? It will convert that 2, 3 as a 23 and it will store it in N1. Same thing I am going to do for number 2 also. Convert dot to int 16. So number 1 also you read, convert, store it in N1. Number 2 also you read, convert as integer and store it in N2. Now run this program. Say first number is same 23, second number is 6, and the total is 29 now. Close. I'll run again. The first number is 2312. Second number is 7854, and the total is 10,166. So any two number you give, it will do the calculation now. I'll run this program again. I'm writing some big number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now it is giving me error. That means there is some limitation in the size of the number it can do the calculation. What is the error? You can just read. Overflow exception. Value was either too large or too small for integer 16. For integer 16, there is a limit. Up to this number only you can store it. And you have crossed that limit. Okay. So that is this error means. Okay, I'll stop. I'll run this program. This time I am giving some 30,000. It's okay, no problem. 35,000. It's giving error. So the limit is somewhere between 30,000 and 35,000. What exactly that number we will identify tomorrow. There is a documentation available. Wait. Yes, it is not showing the total because we got an error. 30, it is accepting, but 35,000, sorry, 30,000 it is accepting. 35,000 it is not accepting. So 30,000 you can store in integer 16, but 35,000 you cannot store in integer 16. So what we can do? So either we have to give number less than 30,000, but my real calculation required more than 30,000. Then what you can do is instead of convert dot 2 int 16, you can make it 2 int 32 and 2 int 32. Now I'm going to run this program. I can calculate 2 plus 4, 6. Good. You can also calculate some big number like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 digit, 7 digit, 8 digit, then again 8 digit, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 1, 2 something. So 8 digit number also I'm able to calculate this time. But is this having some limitations? Let's run this program again and give, suppose I'm giving very big number. Then it's giving error. Same, either it is too large or too small. So then still I want more big number to be calculated. I can make this 64. Now run this program. So I'm giving some big number. I think that's too much big. Okay. Still you can make it work. You can give double, but now I'm giving at least some this much number. Okay. It's already some few thousand crores, it is maybe some lakhs of crores it is. So it's doing some calculation. Okay. Okay. Now what is the limitation for this int 16, 32, 64? We will see tomorrow. Okay. Still there are more data types. We will see, then we will do. So the point here is, if you want to do arithmetic calculations, you have to console.read line, convert that as a number. Depending on the size of the number, you have to declare 2 int 16 or 2 int 32 or 2 int 64, depending on the size of the number. Then store it in a variable n1, another n2, do plus. Instead of plus, you can also put addition, multiplication. You can do division. You can do subtraction, and something called modulus value that you will understand later. You can put percentage for modulus. Right now I'll put multiplication. So it will take two number, it will multiply, and it should give the result in the total. So what is that 2 number? 12 into 2. So it's 24. Okay, so the multiplication is working fine. Okay, now I'm going to divide this number. So same 12 and same 2. So 12 divided by 2, 6. Fine, all working fine. Now, okay, actually it is showing the total. Wait, actually I get one message, the total is not showing. Maybe I'm closing very fast, I think. So the number 1 is 12. Number 2 is 2. So see, there is one small number here, 6. Okay, it is showing only 6, only one digit. Suppose if you want to show total equal to 6, then what you can do is, before printing this total, you can put a double quotes, total equal to plus this. Means this double quotes will be printed as it is, always total equal to total equal to total equal to. Plus this will be whatever the value of this, that it will print here. So now I am running this. Number 1 is 12, number 2 is 6, so total equal to 2. Fine. Now suppose I do one small, so now number 1 I am giving 0 and number 2 is 2. So 0 divided by 2, 2, no problem. I'll give number 1 is 5. Number 2 is 2.1. Now it will give error, because we told to convert to integer. Integer means only the whole number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0. Okay, not 2.1, 3.5. You can do so big calculation, but you cannot use 2.1 or 1.2, 3.5 like this. If you want to use decimal values, you can convert this as a double. Convert dot to double. Convert dot to double. T must be caps. You have to understand that clearly. Convert dot to double. T and D both are capital letters. Okay. Now I'll run this program. Oh, sorry, I did not stop the previous program. Okay, now number 1 is say 56.98. Number 2 is 12.3. So your total is this much. How accurately you want to print? I want to print only 2 digit. You can do that. We will see that tomorrow. So right now it's doing the calculations. Even for big numbers you can do. Point, so much accuracy. So you got the result very quickly. Okay. So convert dot to int or to double. To int is only to convert to as an integer. To double means you are converting to a decimal number. Okay. Now we will see some small what is data type. I'll show you. I'll go to Chrome. Wait. I think you all can see my screen, right? I'm opening
Yes.
Chrome. Yeah. Okay. So I'll go to data types in C#. So there are a lot of tutorials available there. We will get exact value for each data type. Okay. For example, see here, we have so many data types. One is called int, integer, and one is called double, and one more is called a string. That is not here. It will be there in some other place. Okay. Now we will understand little bit, particularly for the numbers. This what is bool? I'll tell you in next class. Byte. byte also to store some number. But what number you can store? It will occupy only 8-bit memory. In 8-bit memory, you can store any number between 0 to 255. That's why in many places you will see the name length or something, the limitation is only up to 255. That means they have restricted to use only 8-bit memory for that. Suppose the layer name, you can give up to 255 characters, or the username limited up to 255 characters. 255 is more than enough. So unnecessarily we will not use more memory to save username. Okay. So 8-bit memory, you can store number only 0 to 255, not username, password, nothing can be stored here. Okay. If you want that, for example, I want to store age of user. The age is never going to be more than 255. Or I want to store date of the birth, not date of birth, the birth date exactly. 1 to 31 only, correct? It's never going to be more than 31 or less than 0. Which month you born, it's never going to be more than 12. Okay, like this, lot of things you can store within that 255. So those things you can declare as a byte. Right. Second is, we will see this later. Decimal, double, this all numbers only. Byte is 8-bit. Int is 32-bit. This is actually int 32-bit. We see no convert to 32. That is, so up to this much number you can store. From minus, I think 214 crore, 74 lakhs, 86,648 to plus 214 crore. Okay, some 200 crore you can play with. If it is int 64, that is called long actually. So you can store up to this much number. Okay, reading also will take some time, how much it is. Some few crores it is like. All right. And if, but here it is, you see only from minus this much to plus this much, no decimal values. Byte, int, and long, these all numbers, only whole numbers, not decimal values. Yes byte, also signed byte. Yes means signed byte. Byte means you can store 0 to 255. Yes byte means you can store minus 128 to plus 127. That is minus 128, 0 plus 127. So only this much values we can store it. Here you cannot store minus values. Here you can store minus values. Here you can store only up to 127, but here you can store up to 255. Both will occupy only 8-bit memory in the computer. Right. Suppose I want to store more than 255, at the same time not up to 200 crore. Maybe up to 1 lakh or up to 20,000, 10,000 like that I want to store. Then you can use short. That is when you are converting to int 16, 32,768. That's why it was accepting 30,000, but it was not accepting 35,000. When you are trying to convert to int 16, okay, that is called actually short. Up to 32,000 you can store plus or minus. Same like that, u int means from 0 to 429 crores you can store. Int means 214 crore plus or minus you can store. I don't want to store any negative value. I want to store my salary, Sundar Pichai salary I want to store now. Okay, I need 300 crores. But it is little more than 200 crore actually. Okay, so then instead of int, you can use uint, unsigned integer, no negative value. You cannot store any negative value, but you can store one positive value up to 429 crores. 429 crores, 49 lakh 67,295. Okay, like that there are various data type. U long means this is also for number up to this much. Oh, this is too big actually. U short means up to 65,000. I don't want 200 crore, but same time little more than uh, 600 crore. So you can use this something like. So these are all for numbers. Byte, short, U int, U long, U short, long, int. This float and double and decimal. These three are for decimal values. Float means 32-bit memory, this much size, minus 3.4 into 10 to the power 32, very small number, to 10 to the power 38, very big number you can store. But this will occupy 32-bit memory. Double means into 10 to the power 324. So a big number you can store, including dot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc., etc. Decimal is much more bigger number. Double is only 64-bit. Decimal means 128-bit memory. Almost any number you can store here. You can type really very long number you can type. Okay. So that much big number you can store if you declare as a decimal. Then you may get one question. If we can store small number also, big number also, decimal also, integer also, then we can always use decimal, right? Why to use sometimes byte and sometimes this? Suppose I want to add two number. That number is never going to be more than 100. I can use decimal and I can do that. But just to add two number, you are using 128 plus 128 bits of memory only for this small process. Just for processing two number. Okay. You are using 256 bit of memory in the RAM. So if your real purpose is only to do some small calculation, age, I know it's never going to be more than 100 or 200, then don't use decimal for that. That means you are unnecessarily using lot of RAM. That's why when you are installing AutoCAD or any CAD software, it is telling that you need minimum 8 GB RAM or minimum 4 GB RAM, because it has to load so many variables in the RAM. It will store lot of things. Which file is active file? What are the items stored in the current file? What is the color of the drawing? What is the layer of the drawing? Okay, how many files are opened already? This everything has to be stored in the RAM. And if you are using 2-3 software, I opened two AutoCAD simultaneously. One AutoCAD, one Word, one Excel, okay, and one Chrome browser. That means everything is occupying some RAM, some RAM, some RAM. Then you know system will hang. That means it's already not able to do any process. It's not having memory in the computer to do any calculation or process. That's why you need more RAM. So whenever you are developing a software, you have to be very cautious about how much RAM you are utilizing for your work. So appropriately you have to assign the proper data type. Okay, if it is a small number, use only byte. If you want negative number, then use this S byte. If you want little bigger number, use S short. If you really want plus minus all but big number, you can use int. If you really want to do some very big calculation with minus, plus, decimal, dot, then use decimal. Okay, so accordingly you have to convert to correct number and do your process. Okay, I hope that is clear to you. So I'll just repeat what we have seen today. I can save this program, save, file, close solution. Once you've done your work, always you can say close solution. That means it's completely closed your project. If you want, you can close the Visual Studio, open again, or if you want to open your project here, it's better you can go to view, start page. So here you see your recent program is my first program. So simply you can click that, your project will open again. Whenever you want, you can run and check two number 5, 2. So it's 5 divided by 2, 2.5. I want to make some change. So 3 and 2, 3 into 2, 6. So any changes you can do. So what you understood today is, first console.write means what is happening there. Whatever you type in the double quotes, that will be printed as it is. Here also there is something called a write and a write line. Instead of a write here, let me run this program. So it is written something, enter number 1, and the cursor is in the same line, 21. Sorry, I typed something wrong. 21. And number 2, 45. So it's multiplied and it's giving. But after enter number 1, the 21 is coming in the same line. But instead of write, if I say write line, I am telling write line for enter number 1, but for enter number 2, I am saying write. So you can see the difference. Enter number 1, afterwards it is going to next line. If you want to go to next line, you say write line before enter number 1. Okay. Now I can say number 1 is 21. Number 2, see after number 2, it is not going to next line. If you want to go to next line, use write line. If you don't want to go to next line, you say write 32. So multiplication is this. Now, so instead of doing addition, subtraction, multiplication, now what you can do, you can write your own program to calculate area of the circle. Enter circle radius. Then area equal to 2 pi r. For pi value, you can put into 3.14. Okay. Or you can also do something like math dot pi. That means it will automatically use that pi value. It's very accurate value it will use. Okay, math dot pi. And still more mathematical functions are there like square root, square, etc., etc. I'll cover it next class. But in case now you can write a program, your own program for almost any mechanical calculations. Enter circle radius, enter load value. Now you can write a program that will automatically calculate the stress on the leg. Load you know, radius you know. You have to calculate what? Area of that cross-sectional area you have to calculate. You can calculate easily area equal to 2 into pi into radius of the circle. You got area, you already have the load. Now stress equal to load divided by area. Then in the output print stress equal to this much. That's all. Take length of the rectangle, take width of the rectangle and print area of the rectangle. Okay. You can say enter radius of the ball, radius of the sphere. You can print what is the volume of the sphere. Something like this. So these things you can try as your assignment today. So if you have any doubt, you can ask me tomorrow. Or if it is very urgent, you can send your WhatsApp message. Okay, I'm trying this program, but I'm getting this error. Most likely some minor error, you may be giving some space somewhere here, or without double quotes, you might have typed something, or you might have forgot to give this semicolon at the end. Okay, be careful. I'll share this program to you. Please send your email ID to my WhatsApp number so I can share this program in the email, and you can use this for your practice purpose. So instead of first you try with this first name, last name, then take number, try to do this addition, subtraction, division, then do one useful program. Calculating area, start with. Calculating volume, start with. If I know density and if I know this, I can calculate something else. Okay, you can calculate the length of the belt drive. You have to look at your formulas, engineering formulas. You can write your own programs. Now, once you've done that, now just one more point I want to say now, then we will stop this. Save this program, say build solution. Okay, that's it. Once you say build solution, you can just close your program. Visual Studio is not required. Internet is not required. So like AutoCAD, I want my own program to come on my desktop. So what you can do is go to your where you created your project, C:projects, right? Let's take time. So I'll go to C:projects, April 2020, my first program. Inside my first program, inside bin folder, inside debug folder, I have my first program.exe file. Right click, send to desktop, create shortcut. So that's it. Now you can close this. So I got my own software developed today. If you want to put some picture for this, you can company logo or whatever, you can do it. We will see later on. So now without Visual Studio, I can send this by email to anybody in the world, only this exe file. Okay, what is the size of that file? Let's go and see. It will be very small file, C:projects, April 2020, my first program, bin debug. This size is 5 KB file. You no need Visual Studio, you no need anything. You need Windows operating system plus this 5 KB file. This is a shortcut, but the original file. You can execute from any Windows application. Okay, this is called console. My first program.exe. You can say my gear calculation, my belt calculation. Okay, anything you can do here. So number 1 is 34, number 2 is 12, the total is this. Close it. Anybody can run this program in the world. Suppose I written today program to calculate the gear design, some calculation I did, or the belt. If I say diameter 1, diameter 2, center to center distance, it has to tell me what will be the angle of belt drive and what should be the total belt length required. You can do right. You can write program today. Please listen carefully. You can write that program today after this class. You can develop your own software that will take diameter 1 as the input, diameter 2 as the input, center to center distance as the input. Then you can calculate the length of the belt and you can print and you can make a exe file. You can sell it for somebody, maybe for 10 rupees or 100 rupees, whatever you want. If they tell diameter 1, diameter 2, center to center distance, they'll get immediately length of the belt is this much. And same thing you can do for all your calculations work. Okay, so I'm telling some number, something, so it will give the result. So we have taken only 2 numbers. You be creative. Suppose one doubt you may have, how to use sin theta, cos theta. This all math dot sin theta, math dot cos theta, math dot square root, math dot power. This all there in that math dot something. You can use it yourself. Suppose if any issue, don't worry, don't ask that question today. Tomorrow I'll tell you how to use all those things. Okay. Okay, so that I'll stop today. So you can ask me if you have any doubts. You can ask me anything you want me to repeat, or you not understood something. You can ask me now. I can explain you for another 5 minutes.
Sir, how much duration is this course to?
This first 1 month, this is only we learn this programming like this. Okay.
Okay.
Then because right now we are getting the console application, then something called farm application. For example, I want to take input like this. Length is how much, width is how much. If I click a button, it has to do the calculation. I need a result here. Now instead of only 2, you can have very complicated form here. Here density, here coefficiency, here this, here angle, here pressure angle, here something. Do take all the input. Click of a button, it has to get the result. And second month, you will be learning click of a button. Using all this calculation result, how to create a geometry in the CATIA or in NX or in AutoCAD, how it will create the geometry. That is what the second month training is.
Okay, so it is 2 months.
2 months training, yes.
Okay. And what about like CAD customization
Yes, this is part of the CAD
using
customization. The
macros?
second month, what you learn is completely CAD customization.
That is
Macros,
using macros, no?
no. See, there are two things. Macros also you can do, but what you are learning is much more powerful than macros. For example, if you create a macros, you cannot create like this. Like this, you cannot execute from your desktop. You can run that program only within your application. Excel macro means only inside Excel you can execute.
No,
CATIA macro means only in.
making macros like in CATIA also we use macros in our company.
Yes, you can do macros, but you can
We
execute that
can make macros.
Yes, you can make macros in CATIA also, in AutoCAD also, in Excel also.
Okay.
But that execution, you have to open CATIA, then you have to execute that program. You have to run that program. Without opening CATIA, you cannot run that program. Now, in this .NET applications, whatever.
And which type of companies are hiring for these such kind of things?
See, every CAD company need this particular skill. And for example, I can give some company name. Almost my students where they are working, that company name I'm telling. Tata Technologies, Autodesk, and Dassault itself, and Faurecia, there is a company. Molex, I'm going for corporate training.
So
And
you will be giving placement also after this?
see, I'm not giving guarantee that definitely in so-and-so company at so-and-so salary, I'll give you job.
Because generally what happens when I see the openings, they ask like, you must have experience in it. We are working in CAD only till now. But like I have 4 years of experience in CAD. But what they ask is you must have direct, like you must have experience on particular things. Like they ask for Python or some other language.
Yes, you are right. Many companies are asking some experience, like 2-3 years of experience minimum, they will be asking it. But the situation is right now, not enough people in the market. Okay, company prefers, I need somebody with 2 years of experience. Let us assume that, suppose I need a trainer to teach CATIA customization. I prefer somebody with 5 years of experience. But if I'm not getting anybody, then I have to do with somebody with less than that experience, correct? So, and these are all some examples.
No, so I was asking, they ask,
These all are my
they want
students.
Python, they want R language, like such kind of things.
See, Python is very new to this. For CAD customization, Python is very much in the early stage. You will not find lots of library already available for you. Okay,
No,
maybe.
but my question is that there are companies for us, like they want a particular candidate to know only about CATIA, or they want about NX. So they must, in this field also, they must be wanting, like, we want candidates to be good in Python or good in .NET or good in C language. My question is this. So
Yes,
only
you
one
are right.
language is enough or what?
Yes, you are right. See, it is very similar. Suppose I'm recruiting for CAD designing. The company will ask, I want people who know CATIA. Some company will ask, I know people who know NX. Some company will ask, I know only people with AutoCAD. Okay, suppose if I need CATIA design engineer, I have 5 vacancies. If already 1,000 people are coming for interview, I will choose somebody best out of that 1,000. Suppose now there is a new tool in the market, let us say AlphaCAD something. They want the software came only last year. They want somebody with some experience. People will not be there in the market. But now the other way, suppose you come for like this. Suppose I want somebody who has experience in gear designing. Okay, I have 2 people coming for interview. I have only 1 vacancy. I want some expert who can design gear in the software. Okay, one guy, he's having
Yes,
experience in gear design. He also has 5 years experience in CATIA. Okay, but what I want is, I want somebody who can do gear design in NX, because in my company I have license for only NX, not for CATIA. Maybe CATIA
Okay.
is very expensive for me, so I did not buy.
Yes,
Now
yes.
I have two options. Assume the situation is I have only 2 people, I'm not getting any other guys. Okay,
Okay.
either I have to hire somebody who has gear design experience, and I can give 1 month time, you learn CATIA, sorry, learn NX, and you use your skill in gear designing. Or I have to hire somebody, okay, you know CATIA, you come, I have to give training how to do gear designing, or you have to tell him you learn gear designing and do.
Okay, so we are learning this in Visual C. We are learning C sharp, right? This
Correct.
language we are learning right now. 1 month we'll be learning C sharp, right?
Yes.
So all these things customization will be done through C sharp. So I
Yes.
can do all this customization through Python also, through R language also, through .NET also.
Yes, see, your question is correct. So this is like 50% yes and 50% no. See, right now what I taught you today, how to take input from the user. What is the data type? Why integer 62 means what is happening, or integer 32 means what is happening. Okay, where it is stored, how this concept will be same in all the language.
Okay.
There will be some data type that will accept integer. There will be some data type that will accept, and still there are some other data type I did not explain. For example, string, for example, bool, something like that. So I will be
Okay.
teaching that tomorrow. This concept is same in all the language. But what will be different? Here I am writing console.read line or console.write line. In Python,
Okay.
it may be something input.take. For example, I'm
Okay.
saying
Okay. Okay.
get.input. And same thing, suppose if you know CATIA very well,
Okay.
first time when you are coming to learning 3D design, okay, 3D CAD design, everything
Okay.
will be new to you. What is sketch? What is constraint? What is geometrical constraint? What is dimensional constraints? Okay,
Yes.
what is
Yes.
extrude? What is revolve? What is taper angle? Okay, what is one side extrude? What is two side extrude? What is Boolean operation? Union, subtract, hole, counter bore hole, countersink hole. Then how to do array or pattern, how to take pattern in circular fashion, how to take pattern in rectangular fashion, then how to pattern along the curve. Okay, what
Okay.
is assembly, top down, bottom up. Okay,
So
assembly
all these
constraints.
things are like it is included, like it is artificial intelligence what we are learning.
No, I'm not teaching artificial intelligence. And see, please don't carried away by the word artificial intelligence or data science. You will not get a
Okay.
job as artificial intelligence or data scientist, at least for now. Because to be a
Okay.
data scientist, you should have complete domain knowledge and experience. Otherwise, in the domain, in the data science domain, you will be working as a data entry operator. Same like a
Okay.
CAD design, for example, you will not design how to do gear design. There are a lot of people, they work as a data entry operator. Someone else will be designing it and they will give design result. You simply do all the time extrude, revolve. And what I'm saying is, see, in CATIA, if you learn how to do sketching, part modeling, assembly, drafting, the same concept will be there in NX also, Creo also. So there you no need to spend time to understand what is extrude or what is assembly constraint, what is
So
geometrical
after
constraints.
after 2 months, will I be able to make macros and generate all these CAD customization tools?
Yes, actually for macros, we use the language called the VBA. Okay, now you are learning C#.NET. So what I can say is any macro sample program, if you
Okay.
see, you will be able to understand and you can do. But the thing is, I'm not teaching how to write macros using VBA.
So my question is after 2 months, what will be I will be able to do?
Yes,
What
so that is this,
will
say
be
all these
delivering in my
projects like,
current company after
yeah.
learning this?
So for example, this is one project. I'll show you here what you can do. Okay. See what this is doing is, see this is a cylinder design, okay? Piston cylinder design. So some picture you can put, you can take what should be the diameter or the height of this. There are a lot of other glue adjustment, all those things are automatically calculated. I'm just running this in CATIA. Meantime, I'll just do one small work for my office work. I have to start at 10:30. It's already late. Okay, I'll. Where is that? So once you enter some input like this, it is designing. This is one very small tool. See, this is created through this program.
Okay,
But
this thing is directly created through this program. I don't have to use a revolve command or any command over here.
yes, correct. That revolve functions will be used inside that program, like revolve using these variables. Okay.
So after 2 months, I will be able to deliver such things.
Yes, exactly. After 1 week of training in that.
All these sketch and all will be created directly through the program.
Exactly, exactly. Now I can run some other program. So this is actually done in NX. See, I am giving so many inputs, like a pressure angle. What is all these things? I'm selecting where you have to store the result. When I click off button, it's creating all the parts. It's already creating the drawing views.
And drawing also is created directly.
Yes, yes, it will create all. And recently one of my student done the project. When I say 2 assembly files I have, for example, okay, with 500 parts, 500 parts. It's the same assembly, okay. Sometimes I made a copy, I made some changes. Now I don't know what is the difference between these two assembly. I see here also some 500 parts are there, here also some 500 parts are there. How will you identify the difference between the two assembly? If I ask you to do manually, I have two product with 500 parts each. Both looking same, similar, 100% it looks same. But there is something different between these two. One part is different or two parts is different. So how will you identify the difference between the two parts? So my student have written a program. All you have to do is, actually I have it, I'll run it. I still not uploaded because I stored yesterday only. 1 minute. I'll run, it will tell you. Uh, sorry. On this. Oh, sorry, that is in the cloud. Okay, okay. If you want, I can show, but it will take some time. Actually, I have to log into. Okay, that will tell you. Wait.
But I have also one more question. These things are only like applicable for repetitive things, like only if my diameter is changing or height is changing or length is changing, right?
Yeah, I'll just run this tool just 1 minute. So that will clarify some more. Um, Actually, I have to log into another account. So this is the pro. Oh, sorry, not this one, I think. Sorry, not this one. It was recorded yesterday night. Yesterday is 6 time is 12. Yeah. Yeah. So here I'll just forward. Meher is actually my student. I'll just forward little bit. See, she is executing a program.
Hmm.
I can also share that computer audio. 1 minute.
Created a few assembly UI based tool which compares multiple products in CATIA. So for now I created a few assemblies, that is 4 assemblies.
See, this is all some sample dummy parts actually. So we have 4 assembly file which is using all these parts. Okay, right now she not put some geometry just because she's practicing that. And you can assume instead of 10 parts, you assume there are 500 parts. Okay, this all product looks same. So what will be the difference between that? It will show. I'll run.
Which have all these parts inside it, and I want to see which part is present inside each of the products and which is not present inside this product. So instead of doing this manually, I created this tool using C# Visual Studio. So now I'll run this. So first I'll have to select the location where I placed all these CATIA products. Now I'll have to give a location where I want the result, which is in Excel base, to be saved. And then I'll click the compare button.
So she's getting output in the Excel sheet. Now
So
it's
first
opening
open
all the CATIA
products in
parts quickly.
CATIA.
Okay, you will not see the geometry, but it is loading all different files. So the
And then
3
it will start
assembly,
the comparison in
it's giving the report.
Excel.
Okay, I'll stop this here. So I'll explain what is happening here. So this product 1 is assembly 1, product 2 is assembly 2, assembly 3, assembly 4. This particular part is there in these 2 assemblies, but it is not there in this assembly. And if you take this particular part, the last part,
and then it will save it in
is
this
present
location.
only in the last assembly.
Okay.
So if it is 500 parts, it will tell you exactly. Suppose it may be all green, but if you see one place red, that means that part is missing in that assembly.
Okay.
So if there is one red in this column B, that means that assembly one part is missing and another part is missing in another assembly. Now this is telling only the part what is missing. Suppose part is same, but some dimensional changes are there. Then how will you identify that? You can write that program. It is simple. You print in the bracket what is the volume of that product. Suppose if these volumes are same here, 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 if it is different from here, that means something is changed there, correct?
Okay.
So you can quickly identify that is this her work. Okay. So something like this. This is one. The many things we can do. Lot of QC you have to do. So before you submit your project, you have to do some QC, then you have to
Yes.
submit. So it will do all the QC automatically for you. Check the drawing sheet is having title block or not. Check this is as per the standard. Check the units are in millimeter only. Check.
All these things will be done.
Yes, all this can be done through these programs. Yes.
Okay. And in only 2 months, we can learn all these things.
See, 2 months what you learn will give you the basic required so that you can start working on any of your project. It is not like in 2 months you will learn everything and you can start directly everything. There will be something you have to learn every time. It's very same like this. Suppose
After
CATIA.
2 months also, we will be having assistance. Like if I'm starting something, I'm excelling.
Yes, we will assist you. Yes, to some extent we will assist you. Yes.
Okay. And after this also, is there any advanced course?
No. This is the only course. There is no other advanced courses. But maybe later on, if you want to go for web application development or mobile application development, something like that, you can go for new courses.
Okay.
Okay.
And what
So
about in my current company, if I tell them I have learned this, so will it benefit? Like
100% it will benefit you. See, you already capable of doing something. This is something more you can do it. So who will say no for something? By learning this,
like,
yeah,
learning is different and implementing is different. Like
that is true. That is
how I
true.
will be implementing all these things in my current company.
That's why we are there. That's why we are there to help you. And what you learn, how to implement. The second month is full of implementation only. First month you are learning the programming concepts. Second month is all like now, maybe I'll teach you how you write your program like this. Okay, something like that we will teach you. Then based on this, maybe I'll tell you, you add one more feature. Print volume in the bracket. If volume is already there, then let's do something more on that. Okay. So like that, you can keep adding more features. Now cylinder design is already done. You design something else. Okay. You design something else. Knuckle joint is already done. Cylinder design is already done. And I already have for unit conversion. This is in Creo.
So learning these things will help me to get into Dassault or some other companies, good companies like this Dassault.
Yes. It will help you to go to any CAD customization or CAD developer companies. It will help you.
Okay.
And every company need it. Every company which is
Every
using,
company needs it, and every company is having a separate team for this customization thing.
very few companies are having it. 10%, 20% of companies are having right now. And there are still 70% of companies, they not even heard about CAD customization. Even if they heard about it, they are not ready to pay much salary, or they don't know whom to hire, or they don't know
Because
what
in my
all.
company also there is one team for CAD customization and it is using .NET.
That is what we are teaching you. Yes. That is what I'm teaching you. CAD customization using .NET is what exactly we are teaching you. And .NET is most widely used for CAD customization.
Okay.
And if you see the previous student, Meher, she was also account manager for CATIA for Airbus or Boeing, some aircraft manufacturing company. And she used to supply CATIA user for that company. She already knows that macro programming. Okay, but she was not able to do much customization. Now she learned this .NET programming.
Okay, and every day 1 hour session will be there.
Yes, exactly.
Every day, like
Every day,
7
Monday
days,
to Friday.
Monday to Friday, 1 hour session. So once my office resumes, so I won't be getting this much time.
Then we will adjust the timing, morning 8 to 9.
Sir, even after, for me also, there is a constraint. After reopening, there may
Okay.
be a morning session, or there may be a, I need to go for a night evening section.
Yeah, we will adjust to early morning. I think that should be okay. Otherwise, we can move to night 9 to 10.
Okay, fine.
Or Saturday, Sunday also we can move. But having in touch every day is good. So you can try maybe 9 to 10 or morning 7 to 8, 8 to 9, something like that.
Okay. One more thing, this VB Studio that I can download, it's a freeware, right?
Yes, that's freeware. That you can download. When you download, you have to download as a community edition.
Okay.
Okay, 1 minute.
Okay, sir.
Okay, okay. Nice.
From my side also okay. I'll like ask.
Yeah,
some
you can
questions
call
again.
me or you can WhatsApp me in the message for further any details.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. So guys, anyone else? Mahendra and Pratik.
Yes, sir.
So I hope it's clear. You please share your email ID. I'll send the program to you.
Yeah,
So
I
you can.
have already shared you, sir.
Oh, that's great. Okay, I'll send you by after some time. Okay, I'll just check into this then.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So from tomorrow, okay, we will see. If there is any change in the timing, I'll let you know. Otherwise, we'll continue this time,
Okay.
9:30 to 10:30. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Fine. Fine, guys. Okay. Thank you.
Fine.